today we're going to be talking about how to choose your support characters. So while we're waiting for other people to join, I'm going to give it like about an extra 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take some pre-stream questions that you guys might have concerning your teams or any of their previous masterclasses. If you guys have anything that you want some brushing up on, I'm more than happy to help you guys. We do have a couple of new updates. Make sure you're following me on Twitter so that way you guys can actually get the latest on WTG. The Twitter is going to be linked down below. But yeah, no, we have some really fun streams planned this week. I'm working on getting a guest for Saturday, so keep your eyes out for that. It will be a high-level French player, if I do get him. He's already agreed, so hopefully we can get him. I don't want to say who it is until we actually fully announce it. We also have some really, really cool stuff down in the pipeline. So if you guys are interested in keeping up with us, don't forget to follow if you aren't already. Big thing coming up so far is we're going to have a recap stream at least once every 2 weeks where I'm going to have a stream where we can all sit down and I'll answer any question that you guys have. I will help any player that's struggling with it. Thank you so much for the subscription, Playground Numbreon. I really, really appreciate it. I'm sorry, playing Numbreon 12. My apologies. Really, really appreciate it. I will go ahead and drop a link to the Discord. I'm glad that you are now seeking the power of the gods. Let me go ahead and give you that thingy. Let me go ahead and give you that link. In the meantime, guys, we do have some stuff. We have a lot of dense stuff that we're going to go into. We're going to go into a lot of stuff. It's going to get really complicated. There's going to be a lot of questions, or at least I hope there's a lot of questions. Now that my schedule is freeing up, I'm going to try to do more VOD reviews privately in the Discord. So if you guys are subscribed, you guys get access to VOD reviews where I'll go over any game that you suggest, or I'll go over your games, or I'll go over some high-level games, and we'll break it down from a top-level perspective. Pretty soon, we're also going to have some stream reviews with some really, 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 really good French players. So definitely keep your eyes out for that. But yeah, do you guys have any questions that you want to have answered? Do you guys have anything that you want to know more about? Is there anything that you feel like you're not clear on before we get started? Because today's topic is, unfortunately for me, team building. Well, while you guys are asking in the chat, I'm going to go over we're going to recap from the last couple of streams. Biggest one, we talked about defense, but more importantly, we did talk about the point and choosing a point for the point war. And we went over the qualities that make a good point. Qualities like the ability to move forward, either through high mobility options, great air buttons, and lariats, good space control, the ability to build a lot of bar, the ability to deliver really, really high damage, and the ability to do a really, really high damage. And we also talked about the point war in general, which can easily be summed up to specific goals that you have with your team. Biggest goal being, can you develop your characters? Can you develop the characters behind the points? Does the point build enough bar for them? Do you have good DHC damage? It's a whole dense topic. But if you guys remember what makes a point, that's really, really good. We're going to have to remember that because we're going to be referencing that a lot. Once you have chosen your point, today's subject is going to be choosing support characters behind them and how to construct a balanced / non-disproportionate team. Couple of things out of the way. Can you be successful at high level with an unconventional and unbalanced team? Yes. You will see a lot of high level players that don't have a balanced team. However, a balanced team does make winning and competing much easier because your team and its flaws don't become as much of a factor in your play. You can just focus on the game. So that's why we want to build a balanced team. And we're going to talk about what constructs a balanced team and whether or not your teams are balanced. And we will discuss that shortly. Another very big misconception. You need a traditional anchor. So basically, whatever team you're playing should have one of these three characters. You can't even see Vegeta's face. It's kind of like the game. It's kind of like the meta. You just can't see Vegeta anymore. He's covered by Broly, which makes complete sense, to be honest. But you should have one of these three characters behind every single team. Maybe instead of Vegeta, you could also do this, which is quite popular in the meta right now. Or even this, which is probably the strongest collection of anchors you can have in the game right now. Any one of these three can round out just about any team. Now, do you need a competitive team with a dedicated anchor? No. In fact, it is actually not important. Almost in the slightest. It depends on the team, of course, like everything, but 9 times out of 10, this doesn't actually matter. We're going to be tackling that myth today. Another thing that we're going to talk about are characters that are specialists and a little bit needy. So characters like these characters are very popular mids that you see everywhere. Are they bad characters just because they don't have the same tools as the point? No. And we're going to talk about that today. And most importantly, do you have to play these fuckers to win? Probably. But no. But sorta yes, but not really, but yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so now, really cool. What constructs? First things first, we are going to start with a point. And normally this is the part where I will actually choose a point character, or I will choose my own team and I will break down how my team functions and how my team flows and the logic. And while I will get there, we're not actually going to start there today. In fact, we're going to start somewhere else. I'm going to break down the logic and the rules to building a team. And I'm going to walk you through my thought process by building a brand new team from scratch that you guys select. Alright, guys. First things first. What point should I have? What point do you guys want to see me build a team around? It can be any character in the game. As long as they're a point. And if they're not a point, I will explain why they won't necessarily work. Anyone. It's going to be DBS Broly or Base Vegeta. DBS Broly's not a point. Tohan, but you can't put him with Base Q. Sure. We can do Tohan. Base Vegeta. If I see more than one. Alright, so far I have DBS Broly. We'll get there. Base Vegeta and Tohan. Can I get a double up on any one of those, or do you guys want to see any additional points thrown into the mix? Blue Vegeta, Blue Goku. That's 5. Okay, guys. Can I get a double? Can we break the ties on any one of these? Alright, that's Blue Vegeta. Blue Goku, that's 2 for 2. 2 for 2. We need a tiebreaker. So it's either going to be Blue Vegeta or Blue Goku. You know what? I wonder if they could do this. Are any of my moderators available on the chat? Can you guys set up a poll? Blue Goku or Blue Vegeta? Okay. Blue Vegeta. Okay. Now here's the thing. Does this character actually function in the point war? For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to randomly select the other two characters for now. And I'm going to randomly select the team, and we're going to go in and evaluate whether or not this character is sufficient enough to be on point. Now here's the thing. I don't know any of Blue Vegeta's combos. So right off the bat, if you were going to pick a point, you should know how to play them. But I can probably figure it out. Okay, that takes him out. Okay, alright. We're getting somewhere. Okay. And then from there, I'm assuming you can do a normal combo. You can probably get even more optimal than that. You could probably do something like... Oop, nope, not that. I genuinely have never done a Blue Vegeta combo before. But the reason why I'm humoring you guys with Blue Vegeta, other than the fact that you voted for it for some fucking reason, is the fact that Blue Vegeta has some unique things about his particular character. One of the biggest things that's unique about him is his Ki Blasts. Already, that's not bad. I'm assuming that's a link for some of his combos. Yeah? Okay, cool. So, right off the bat, I'm noticing one thing. Off of a 5H, that's not a very optimal combo. You probably will do something like grab into knockdown, I'm assuming. Alright. Yeah, I figured. So if I do... Oops, wrong one. And now let's do this. If I'm hurting any Blue Vegeta players, good. I don't like Blue Vegeta. Okay, that doesn't quite work. That doesn't link. So what if I do... There we go. For a 5H, that's not bad damage. And that's an interesting sliding knockdown. So off the bat, I already know he can get sliding knockdown pretty easily. Even if it's not the best, most advantageous sliding knockdown, it's still something. And because I know he has an air level 3, he could probably do stuff. Does he have an air level 1? Is his level 1's air okay? No, I don't think so. No air level 1. That's unfortunate. So he has to knock down in order to DHC unless certain conditions are met. So off the bat, I can already tell something. One, this character is probably going to have pretty good damage. Already, I'm seeing the makings of good damage, because he reminds me of SSJ Vegeta. Off of a 5L, that's not bad. So what if I do this? Oops. Already, I'm seeing what I like what I see. Is there any way to connect that? Do I do one JS, or do I do like JS to J2S? Like what do I do to end that combo, guys? And can I dash? I can dash. Nice. Two JS's in the corner, unless high hits on decay. Okay. Well, this is a heavily prorated combo. So what do I do in max hit stun decay? What if I do this? Oh, wow, that could still connect. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so I can actually use this to give me extra height. That's pretty cool. So I can sneak in dashes, which gives me more meter. Nice. Nice. 3.958 off of a JH. Not bad, and he probably has more optimal roots than this. Am I right, Blue Vegeta players? Does he have more optimal stuff than this? Like, what's his meter gain on average on JH? Like, how much bar can he build on JH? Alright, well, if his meter gain off of this crappy combo that I made up, his meter gain is actually pretty impressive. He can probably push 2 bars. I'm not sure how he would do it, but I'm sure Blue Vegeta mains have already figured it out. 2.5 bars is a lot. If he can build that much, he is classified as a battery. Now, I'll take your word for it. I have no idea if that's actually true, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that that's the case. He builds a lot of bar. That's really good. Now, more importantly, does he spend a lot of bar? I don't think so, because it doesn't seem like he's that needy for the EX move unless he's in pressure. So, right off the bat, he fulfills my criteria for a good point. He has really good damage. Awesome. I'm sorry, he has really good meter gain and fairly okay damage. His damage is fine. It's not busted, especially from the combos that I've seen of him. Like, he's got pretty good damage, but it's not, like, crazy. It's not like he's going to delete your health bar or anything like that. But he'll definitely two-touch you, for sure. I've been thinking about running base Vegeta with Kefla hit Shell. What's your opinions on the chat? Not very good, but we'll get over that. We'll go over that later. Not very good. Don't listen to Akano. So, right off the bat, I'm already seeing something that I really like. This is -2, which means I can dash reset for free. Now, he doesn't necessarily have a grab outside of this, so it's less potent, but it means he can reset for free. And this character is definitely going to want to reset. I see something else. This has reach. So why that's good is because he has this. Which is very good because he can frame trap. Or resets. From a space that most characters cannot contest. So right there, I see excellent stagger pressure. His pressure is very difficult to deal with. Very good at baiting reflex. And very good frame data. He's got the Vegeta frame data. That's excellent. This is excellent. And then, of course, he has his Rekka pressure. Now, here's where I'm going to say something very controversial. His Rekka pressure is okay. It's good that he has it. It's pretty nice. It is also the single most overrated thing I think I have ever seen in this game. You might be wondering, but Ken, how? He's got 50/50s for free, and he could bait the reflect, and he could do all these things with... Yeah, he can. And also... Majin Buu's worth the hype. And this is good, because this calls out a lot, especially after a 4LL, because it calls out people fuzzy mashing 2L. Now, don't get me wrong, so can this, which is still good. It's still really good. But it's irrelevant. It doesn't make the character better. It doesn't make him... It gives him a unique flavor of Rekka Pressure. But honestly, where this character's at for me is this character has amazing stagger pressure along with this. Like, this character can buy so much respect and abuse it extremely well that his entire toolkit, when taken into consideration, especially off of that, that's cool. Because he can easily just do that, whiff overhead into low. No, he doesn't have very good neutral, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. There we go. Very nice. So, does this character have excellent pressure, both solo and with assists? Yes. Why do I think the 50/50 is overrated? I want to spend a little more time on that. So here's the big advantage with the way we pressure and the way the French pressure and the French style of pressure. It's low commit. It baits interaction and can kill them for the interaction, so you don't necessarily have to rely so heavily on mix-ups. But most importantly, it preserves your resources. You don't have to spend an assist to do it. Now, an assist can obviously make it better, but if Blue Vegeta is on his own, he can still open up someone by himself without an assist, without using his Rekka. He's really, really, really good. He's really good. That's great. Now let's talk about the final thing. Does he have excellent neutral? What do you guys think I'm going to say? Really? That's a commitment. S bug. But here's the thing. Why is the 2S bug a really big deal at high level? After all, he could just do that. So why is this such a big deal? Let's see if you guys have been paying attention. He's not getting the punishes everyone else gets. That is true, but I'm actually looking for a very specific answer. Because this is something that actually isn't really talked about, but it is one of the biggest weaknesses with Blue Vegeta. No, it doesn't need to cover every angle. It does bait Super Dash, you can't just do anything about it. But that's not the answer I'm looking for. I'll give you a hint. It does have to do with his inability to 2H a Super Dash, but for a very specific reason. No. Not recovery. Gotta keep you guys on your toes. Think about it logically. Alright, we're playing the Point War. Blue Vegeta's job is to develop characters. In the Point War, you have 3 things that you need, 3 goals, ideally, that you want to accomplish. In real matches, you probably won't accomplish all 3, but you need to try your best to do so. Number 1, You need to kill the opponent's point, obviously, or you need to kill an opponent's character. You need to secure a lead. Number 2, you need to develop your other characters. And number 3, you need to slow down their development. No and no. You need to slow down their development. And he struggles to do that. I'll answer it. You guys got 2 minutes. Who can come up with the answer? The best answer gets a cookie. A virtual cookie. Fuck it. I'll tell you guys. Yes! The Danish gets a fucking cookie and earns the PhD in his name. They can get a free fucking raw tag. What that means is his opponents can now undo most of the damage that he's doing, which slows down his development, but also maintains theirs. Now, of course, you can do this, you can call it out in a lot of ways, but if you're not ready to call out a raw tag in response to his zoning, or even if you are, there's very little you can do about it. The winning that interaction is not guaranteed. As opposed to, maybe not Frieza, but if Frieza's 2H wasn't a Ki Blast property, Frieza would be able to anti-air you for ever trying to disrespect his Ki Blast. Not only that, but his zoning is not very effective when he's on point. This is annoying. It's good harassment, but it needs to be paired with moving forward, which is where he begins to struggle. How well does he move forward? Well, his buttons are okay, but he doesn't cover a lot of ground versus he doesn't move forward very well. This does not have a lot of reach. This is a little bit slow, unfortunate, has a little bit of recovery. This is okay, but, it's not ideal. It could be better. That, coupled with his zoning playstyle, can actually kinda not be so great for him. So he's going to need help in neutral. That's what that tells us. He's going to need help in neutral. He's going to need things that keep him safe when moving forward. And because he has a Lariat, he's going to probably like fast assists or assists that cover a lot of ground. So already, if you guys have been paying attention, we have, alright, what does he give my team? He gives my team good damage. He gives my team good meter gain, so I can definitely play characters that are a little bit more meter hungry. He also gives my team pretty decent DHC damage. So, well, actually, his DHC damage is not that high. That's another thing that we have to think about. His level 1 doesn't hit very hard. I believe it does. Guys, do you know the minimum damage on level 1? Corner carry is not that big of an issue. If you can do the universal rejump, almost everyone has corner carry. It's not really that special. Does anyone know the minimum damage on this? 810. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And what's cool is that even though his level 3 kind of sucks, it is really good because it is air okay, which means I could probably do stuff like this. And I get a 50-50. Super jump IED 50-50. I can also mess with it. I can also mess with the grab. So I can do... Oh my god. And grab an opponent that tries to stand block the 50-50. So that's a pretty good option. You can get called out. But overall, decent support value. His value already, I can tell you, the thing that I'm seeing his toolkit for, like, he strikes me more as a mid, or rather, he would prefer to be mid. But we have two issues. One, he doesn't move forward, and two, this sucks. I don't care what mind games you guys think you can play with this assist. Yes, it doesn't matter. It's not very good. I don't care. This is also not very good. It's a C assist. So, his support value is rather low. Or, it's decent, but it's on the lower end. So, he definitely wants to be point. He definitely has the capability of running the point war, though. We can definitely pair him point. So now that we have an idea of what Blue Vegeta likes and what he wants, now that we have chosen the point, we can begin putting him to a shell. Does he need a beam? Probably not. He doesn't strike me as a character that needs a beam because he does have pretty decent full screen control. Even though his mobility is kind of lacking, and his air-to-airs are and his ground normals are he can still more or less hold his own. You could put a beam, and you would not be hurt in putting a beam. But there are probably other characters. So, what shell should I give him? GTB could give him good mix-ups. Yeah, he could definitely make use of GTB. The problem with GTB, though, is that GT has very low damage supers until Base Vegeta dies. When Base Vegeta dies, this character becomes insane. However, until then, kinda not great, but not the best. But you did give me an idea. Let's say we do GTB. Now all I need is an anchor. And we're going to talk about how to build one. Well, normally, we're going to talk about a shell. Or we're going to talk about different shells in the game, how to build one. Do we want to do 21 anchor? No. We don't. Because we don't need to. Let's say I want GT on the team. If I had to pick a traditional anchor, and I wanted them in the anchor position, there is a character that I would like to use that I think would be quite strong. Maybe not with GT, but there is a character that I can already see amazing synergy between. Because this character, as a support character, gives Base Vegeta everything that he could possibly want. It gives him it extends his damage, which is really good. And most importantly, rounds out his DHC damage and makes it very dangerous, which solidifies his ability to two-touch, while also providing good neutral cover. Baseku. You might be like, what? Baseku? Why would you think it's Baseku? I'm just going to put SSM for now. Well, let's take a look. Yeah, I bet you did, Akano. Yes, but DHC into Spirit Bomb is important for two reasons. One, this character builds a lot of bar. If he can build, and again, we're taking this on face value, I have no idea if this is true or not. If he could do 2.5 bars on a prorated scaled starter, he's almost always going to get Genki Dama. Almost always. Because you build meter in neutral by moving and playing neutral. So, if he gets one optimal combo, look, just moving around, I already almost have a bar. Now I have a bar in pressure. That's great. You also have the possibility of other mix-ups. without having to rely on the Rekka while still using the threat of the Rekka. Like that. And that's going to hit someone. You could also probably do... Oops. Something like that, where you can float. You can bait the reflect. You can bait the reflect like that, and then you can call base coup. Now base coup is slow enough that you could do stuff like that. This team is quite formidable. And it doesn't matter, because wherever he is, if they're behind Blue Vegeta, if they try to get behind him, it doesn't matter. He has full coverage, and he's ready to take advantage and optimally punish anything that gets in his way. Already, Blue Vegeta with just base coup is quite scary. It is quite scary. Now, base coup doesn't get too much, but he probably gets something unique. I'm assuming. Something like this, maybe? Yeah. That's pretty cool. And you could probably convert that. That's pretty neat. So base coup is not lost when Blue Vegeta's on the team, and can even make use of his incredibly niche assist, which means that once you actually go into Genki Dama and you have to continue the round with base Goku because the other character's probably dead, you're not lost. You're kind of chilling. He could spend the bar that base coup uses. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. That is pretty sick. So already, this shell is looking pretty strong. Now, the big thing is, does he set up Genki Dama? Well, we're going to find out. Yup. That's pretty cool. That's going to do a fuck ton of damage. So let's see if we can do that shitty combo from before. I hate that happens. It's actually kind of annoying, to be honest. Chat, I don't like this character. Chat, is it 236L, 236M? What are you... What am I supposed to do with this character? Off of a JH, they're probably dead. And it is not uncommon for him. With that unoptimized... Thank you so much. With that unoptimized combo, guys, that is really scary damage. This team hurts. This team really, really hurts. All right. So now we have, to use a chess term, we have a queen. We have a most powerful piece. Blue Vegeta enables this character, and that's the first thing we need to look for in a support character. There are two classes of characters in this game, and I'm not going to call them point, mid, anchor. Those that enable, and those that need to be enabled. If they can enable others, they are a point. If they need to be enabled to be effective, they are a mid or anchor. So, with that rule set in mind, let's go back to the character selection screen and see if we can find a third. How can we balance this team? Well, first way we're going to balance the team. We need to observe Baseku as a character himself. Now, Baseku has very scary grabs. Baseku has very scary grabs. He has excellent reversal in his 236H. However, his 236H requires meter. It's also a mix-up. So, what do we do here? Well, he's going to need Genki Dama because he can't do it by himself. He spends a level 2 as well, so if Blue Vegeta dies, he needs to be able to support whatever character is left with him and vice versa. They need to have pretty decent synergy between the two. So ideally, you would want another character that can combo into Genki. Now, that's not exactly always possible, but potentially, it is something that can happen if you build around it. Guys, I love how you're giving suggestions when I'm not even done explaining what we need to pay attention to, because all of your answers, except maybe Vegito, are not very good. So, how do we do this? We need somebody that will give Vegito, that would give Baseku bar, is self-sufficient to only need his assist, and somebody that can support Blue Vegeta and rotate in to make sure he preserves his life and the integrity of the team. So it sounds like we might need a secondary point. That's fine. We could definitely do that. If we want to we don't have to play Baseku mid. We can also play him anchor or in the third position and have 2 points. So, what is a character that would function really, really, really well with this character? Teen Gohan? Yes, but Teen Gohan is a point and should only be played point, because Teen Gohan is significantly stronger than Vegeta in the point position. So there's almost no reason to play base Vegeta in front, other than the fact that base Vegeta has shit assists. So the synergy there, they're already competing for the same role. And we run into the first issue. You do not want to compete for the same role. Ideally, your characters should complement each other, or be able to perform double duty on the role, not compete for the role. Guys, I'm not asking for your suggestions. No offense. I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to get your brain to wrap around. Because what we're going to talk about is an unbalanced team first. So, you might be wondering, why don't I just slap 2 top tiers on this team? Chat, what do you think the problem is with this team? This team, on paper, should be fucking broken. Hey Dre, how's it going? So right here, we kind of have a little bit of a problem. How is Broly competing with Baseku? Mm-hmm. This team is very meter hungry. Now here's what's important. Is this team functional at high level? Absolutely. But Draymond is 100% correct. None of these characters are exceptional at building bar, and they need to spend bar in order to actually be optimal. Remember, development means that you give your characters their not only their win condition, but where you need to put them in a position where they are at their absolute strongest. So, what about this shell? This shell is a little bit more tricky because base coup A really helps the fuck out of 21. Very strong shell. Or is it? The answer is no, it's not. But why? It is very meter hungry, but not just meter hungry. You have 2 level 3s that need to be developed. You cannot prioritize one or the other. Because 21 needs her level 3. Not because it's high damage, but because 21's optimal conditions is 2 assists, 4 steals, and at least 2 bars. Those are her strongest conditions. So if she comes in, puts them away, gets her level 3, that's cool. That's her optimal condition. But what if she doesn't kill? Because now her damage is a factor. Because on one hand, you now have to choose, okay, I could Genki Dama and probably kill this character, but I'm spending all the bar that I would dump on 20, or that I would spend on 21, and 21 doesn't really get developed. There's no development here. Now again, could this shell function at high level? Sure. But you have 2 characters that are competing for development. This team is not balanced. It is not very broken, Dream. It's actually pretty weak. Because an unbalanced team is a fractured team. Because what if Blue Vegeta dies? If Blue Vegeta, or the Point, Team Gohan, Videl, whoever you play, if they die without developing this team, even though she can combo into Genki, remember, she's always going to want to prioritize her level 3 first, because she gets her steals and makes her the best character in the game, arguably. Base Coup, also, when rotating the team, Base Coup's going to want to spend all the bar that she would need, because he's only has 1 reversal, which is his EX shoulder. So already, this team, without a Point, begins competing for resources. So that shell is not quite strong. However, Draymond did say something. Why do you think this team is strong? What does 21 provide in this team that's good? You are correct, James. 21 as a Point does not work. And Goku, while he does fit with her assist-wise, they compete with each other in terms of super damage. I wouldn't say pretty strong. I think Base Vegeta is actually weak in the Point War, personally. I don't think he's a very good character, to be honest. But I think he's decent. You can do well with him, but only play him if you like him. That's all I'm going to say. If you're trying to build a top-tier team, I wouldn't do it with Base Vegeta. But that's just me. There's no reason to play him when he exists. There's no reason to play him even if you want to play like a specialty team without playing a top tier when he exists. Base Vegeta is top tier. Akino. Don't say stupid shit like that in my chat. Don't say dumb shit like that in my chat, bro. You've been annoying me all day in chat. He's top tier. Don't say dumb shit. But, more importantly, we're just going to assume 21, excellent neutral, good solo neutral, provides an assist that can support Blue Vegeta, and can still combo into Genki. Yes, he is. Akino. So, you've given me an idea. Huh. Now, we have a balanced team. How is this team balanced? Kefla is better at the point where than Blue Vegeta, but Blue Vegeta with her assist is more effective than the other way around, because Blue Vegeta's assists are not that great for her. However, she does... Blue Vegeta really likes Kefla. She has the exact same A assist, except actually it's a little bit better than 21. She also has the block stun if he needs it. So, she's got a lot of the strengths that 21 provides. However, she does not have any of 21's weaknesses. She doesn't compete with Base Coup. She helps continued development even when Base Vegeta dies, and if Base Vegeta is losing the Point War and needs to be put in the back so that way he could basically preserve his blue life, Kefla will more than guarantee that development finishes for both of them, and if Kefla dies, she's going to make sure that Base Vegeta and Blue Goku are left with plenty of bar. I have seen you walk this back like 5 times, Akino. I still think GT Goku B is great for Blue Vegeta. I'm not denying that. However, he has shit super damage unless someone dies, and he does not combo into Genki. So while I could easily put him mid, it would not make sense for me to put him with Base Goku. So how does this team play? Well, let's find out. It's better than 21 because you're not competing with the very DHC that you're talking about. And you are correct. You will not be able to level, as Blue Vegeta, to be able to level 1, level 3, or level 1, level 3 with Base Goku. But that's not really a priority in this case. Why is that not a priority in this case? Well, simple. Number one, Blue Vegeta doesn't develop that much bar. It would be highly unusual if you have 5 bars at any given point in time. So it's not that big of a deal. Even in shells like Yasha's team, and it does happen, don't get me wrong, you will see 1-1-3 with Base Goku. It does happen. And it is something to consider when talking about this shell. However, even with Team Gohan, it's not that common. It's a lot more common to do level 1, level 3. And first of all, it's a lot more common to do that because, 1, you could probably 2-touch and kill without it. But 2, and this is the really important one, You want to preserve bar. You don't want to spend everything you have every time you kill a character. You want to kill for as little and as cheaply as possible. So, if you're base Vegeta on point, you can literally just Genki Dama at any point. You don't have to worry about Kefla. And Kefla, if you only have 3 bars and you need to get Blue Vegeta out of there, you could probably do something like, I'm just gonna do the Saiyan BNB. Fuck this. Probably do something like that, and go into level 3 that way, which is a great way to tack on extra meter than simply knocking down. Yep. So now she's in. Base Vegeta's in the back. And she can run her game plan. So, that's pretty good synergy. No level 1 in the air. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate that he doesn't have that. That actually does kind of suck. I won't lie. But, pretty cool. Most importantly, he has an excellent assist to help out his pressure. Or the much better... He also has excellent neutral control now, because he has full screen assists. Which is cool. It is 25, 25. 25 frames of startup, 25 frames of blockstone. And unlike 21, when you're point blank, she appears behind the point, which is pretty cool. He gets meterless 50-50s. Who cares? Every character with a low 2L does. It's not gapless. Unless you have a very high blocks on assist. But the same is true for Super Dash. It's not that special. The 50-50 doesn't matter. The point of the 50-50 is the threat of the 50-50. The threat of the 50-50 is what makes this cool. Because I could do and just reset like that. Because they're going to be like, oh shit, is it coming? Yes. And I can decide whether or not I even want to do it. And that's going to make it harder to react to, because remember, first rule of defense, we only block what we're ready for. And if you're ready for a 50-50, you're sure as fuck not looking for a DR. But as for the 50-50 itself, it's not that special. It's gapless if you spend 0.5 with 25 frames. Sure. But here's the point. Does that spend? Yeah, it does. That's crazy. Is that true? Yeah, it looks true. Except it pulls them out of the corner and puts you in meter penalty. Which kind of hurts the whole point of a 50-50. Because remember, your job is to provide for the other characters. You should not be spending that much as a point. Oh. Now, how does she use his assist? Well, Kefla is functionally another point, except she can actually 2H. More importantly, this Ki Blast is the fastest Ki Blast in the game. 11 frames, 23 frames, 27 frames, 13. So this Ki Blast is very fast, can be used to buffer that. She can solo confirm off that, by the way. If they're in the corner, she can solo confirm off that. She invalidates their projectiles. And she is incredibly fucking mobile. She's also very difficult to block, if the Kefla player knows how to pressure. So, you might be wondering, alright, cool. So Kefla, really, really cool. The way this team is going to be configured now is if either of these two characters die, the other one is well supported, because the other one's going to be left behind with Bar. Let's say Kefla's dead on this team. Let's say Kefla met an unfortunate accident. Okay. Whatever, we're going to pretend she's dead. Now, I have all this bar to spend, which means I can now finally do stuff like that. I could finally do my crazier mix-ups. I could start spending bar like crazy. That was a curse cross-up. I could start spending bar like crazy. I no longer have to worry about it because he's self-sufficient enough that he could basically... I could reset, you're right. Because he could basically just do whatever he wants. He can build as much bar as he wants. He can build the bar he needs to provide for base Q by himself. But because he also has extra bar to work with, he is now a lot more difficult to manage, and there is a lot less of a burden on him. He's also probably going to be left with Spark, which he can choose to spend either on himself or on base Goku. So this Vegeta is pretty well supported thanks to Kefla. Now, what about the other way around? Probably not as strong, just because this assist isn't necessarily the craziest for her. But it's good enough. She can combo into Genki situationally. However, she does make up for that in having very good level 1 damage when she's on point. How? How does she have good level 1 damage? Well, you see. Oops. I'll just knock down like that. This does 864. It is also going to be what she combos into. And she can also go into Genki. She can meter dump into Genki as well. So let's say she has 5 bars. Let's say she does a long combo. We're going to pretend. Let's say she does a long combo. Let's see if this works. Oh, barely. Barely. But there's a timing you can probably find that'll get it to work. So, she can meter dump. That's pretty fucking cool. That is fucking cool. So, you have the base Q roots. You have her. She could spend bar incredibly well. Not only that, but she could also guarantee a 50-50 more or less if she has a lot of bar. Yes, it is a 50-50 even if they reflect. If they reflect, the only thing they nullify is the ability to not see the mix, which does help. However, it's not like they're going to be visually reacting to it anyway, because like I said, the threat of the 50-50 is enough. The 50-50 instead becomes whether or not you should reflect. Again, and if you don't, If Kefla does this, and you whiff your reflect, you're going to have a bad day. Now, is Ray Zone the end-all be-all? No. Is it the best of the Hell Zone combos, or the Hell Zone abilities? No. It's probably the worst one. However, it's still an option, and it still works. Now, you might be wondering, what if they guard cancel, and they take the hit? Well, I could just do this. Now, if I have Moon Jump, if I Moon Jump and then land Fast Fall, I get a 50-50. So, this team is looking hella strong. We have a lot of the advantages that we liked on 21, but now with a character that is self-sufficient and doesn't need to be developed, so she doesn't compete with Goku. She can also combo into Genki herself. People, Kefla, Base mains, let me know. I know Silver Blades ran this. I know this is one of the possible routes that she can do it from. That she can just J2H into Spirit Bomb. I don't think that's high enough. Oh, it is. There you go. So, at the end of the day, you have pretty decent shit, and now we've constructed a blue Vegeta team. Now, here's the big thing. What if they're alive and Base Goku dies? Do we have good synergy? Yeah, more or less. This is where it becomes complicated. Now, it is less important for a point character to have a good support. However, you should be playing your anchor with assists. You should not hold it until the end, until the other two characters are dead, for you to remember that you have a third character. Rotate your team. Keep your characters alive. And you do that by rotating, raw tag, guard cancel, whatever you need to do. Bring these characters in, because Limit Break does not do as much for them as having two assists and DHC damage do. Side swap with the dash into Cannonball Super with Genki if you want to do that level 1 in the corner. I don't care. I'm not playing this team. Sure, that might work. Whatever. The point being, this team is balanced. Now, here comes the major issues. Kefla does not like this assist. Kefla is not a huge fan of this assist. She can use it, but it's too slow. It's not the best. It doesn't really protect her. She can't do this without heavily telegraphing it. It's just overall not very good. The block stun is nowhere near as high as it should be for an assist with 69 startup. This is not good. This is not good. The optimal Kefla, if you're trying to enable Kefla, or if you want to play Kefla point instead of Blue Vegeta, you have to use B assist. Why? Now you might be wondering, isn't Blue assist bad? Didn't you say that? Yep. It is, but it's the only one she likes. Why? Because... wow. She can do that. Crazy. She can do that. Wow. That assist is annoying. It helps out her roots as well. Let's see if I do. Pretty good damage off of a 2L. Actually, that's really good damage off of a 2L. If I do JH. Let's see, actually. I could theoretically do... I forgot what I was doing. Fuck. I can theoretically probably do this, and it'll do maybe as much, if not slightly more. That pushed it. But yeah, that does slightly more. And more bar. Pretty strong. It's also good for her pressure. Good amount of block stun. Which means stuff like that. So this enables Kefla. You can play this team in either configuration. In my opinion, it's much stronger with Blue Vegeta up front. However, if you do play Kefla point, which some Blue Vegetas do, like Kane plays Kefla, you do have access to this. That's a lot of damage. What if I do an assisted combo into that? Oh, I don't have enough bar. Pain. That's a lot of damage. Into 1869. I'm sorry, into 869. I'm sorry, 864. 810. And 2K. That's a lot of fucking damage off of JH. So, you have a well-balanced team. This is a team that works. This is a team that functions. Now, the only problem is you won't be able to do grab shenanigans with Vegeta. That kind of sucks, but who cares? You have 2 assists that help you in the mid-range, at the very least. Or at the very least, you have an assist that helps you get JDR. So he can get sliding knockdown. Cool. So congratulations, chat. We have made a well-balanced team. And now to recap, what constitutes as well-balanced? Well, this is a team that doesn't compete. This is a team that enable each other at least decently, moderately well. And this is a team that really enable each other's most optimal positions, except, sort of. You're like 80% of the way there, but even in high level, 80% is good enough. Is this like Yasha's team level of broken? No. But it's pretty good. It is pretty good. But that's how we build a team, and that's how we chose our support. To recap, we chose our support because we looked at our point, saw what they really, really, really liked. We chose a character that is very strong and has good two-way synergy with the points, and then we found a character to tie them all together. That is how we do. I think I would rather take Blue Vegeta's C assist. If you want to do Blue Vegeta C, you can. I do think his C assist is weaker overall for that team, by virtue of the fact that it is a C assist, which means it has a very high cooldown. Which means if it whiffs, well, you just wasted basically the equivalent of 2 assists. So if you're on a situation where it's Blue Vegeta and someone else and the other character's dead, probably not as effective. But you do you. If you play Blue Vegeta, if you play Blue Vegeta point, first of all, the fuck is wrong with you? Just play base Vegeta, you coward. Nah, I'm kidding. If you play Blue Vegeta, that's how you make him work at high level. Do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have anything that might be fuzzy that you want to understand a little bit better? Do you guys understand the thought process that went behind constructing this team? And do you guys want any more elaboration on how to do that? What would you like me to elaborate, Base? The mid of the team. The mid, I need a team with 3 points to support each other well, or that works. You can do that. Kaiden did. Kaiden played UI Kefla 18 at the highest level and beat Walla with it, so yeah, potentially. But that's not necessarily as it's not something as simple or as reductive as that. The team, generally speaking, Wade does it too, yes. The team, or the mid of the team, should be determined by the needs of the point. We need to decide who our queen is. What I like to do when I approach team building is I think of who's my point and who's going to be my queen. Who's going to be the character that is really juicy. So we're going to do this, chat. I'm going to put you through an exercise, and then I'm going to walk you through the logic of my team. Or actually, you know what? I could show you the logic of my team first. So my team, for those of you that don't know, my main team is... Bap, don't answer. The rest of you, who is the queen on my team right now? On this team. Who is the character that needs to be enabled, but is absolutely fucking monstrous when they are? Yes, Beerus. So, with everything that we just learned, walk me through the thought process of this team. Let's start with Blue Goku. I'm going to have you guys tell me what's good about this team, because you guys need to pay very close attention to your opponent. And also, this will hopefully stop stupid tier lists, because I'm really tired of seeing people evaluate all characters like they're on point. So, chat, I'm going to go get some extra food, but I'm going to leave you guys with a question, and I want to see some answers when I come back. Number one, let's start with the point. What is Blue Goku really good at? What does he provide for my team? And what does he require assistance with? Evaluate him on point like we did Base Vegeta. I will be back in just a moment. Base Goku gets neutral help to close the distance and start pressure shenanigans. Yes and no. You are in the right ballpark. Provides solid meter gain for other characters, correct. Good staggers, but needs neutral help. He doesn't need neutral help, but yes. Blue Goku is pretty good in neutral. Now, Blue Goku truly needs help in neutral. No, he doesn't. Blue Goku can 2-touch if he gets to the corner and builds decent bar. Pretty decent answers. I like what you guys are thinking. I'm going to forgive you guys because this comes down to character ignorance. And I'm a little bit biased because I play this character. But basically, if you have 1.3... If you have 1.3... Or like 1.5 meter build and like 3.8, 3.9k, with the right supers, you could theoretically 2-touch solo. So why is that a big deal? Well... If I'm just even a little closer to the corner, I could potentially just loop. Yeah, I can loop from there. Yep, we're good to go. So what if I do... I'm 2-touching, because that was a lot of damage. I did spend half a bar for it. I don't have to, I could use an assist. I did spend half a bar for it. However, if I touch them again, they're dead. And I mean, if I touch them again, they're dead. With the right supers, of course. Does Blue Goku need help in neutral? Well, let's see. What tools does he have? That's pretty good. Doesn't reach very far. That's a bit slow. Ho ho! That's pretty cool. Now, the reason why people are like, oh, he has bad neutral is because of this. Well, yeah. That's a problem. Sure. Except it's a good thing he doesn't have it. Because you don't want something like that to be possible. And if Blue Goku is allowed to spend his bar, his neutral's pretty fucking good. Supplement his neutral is a much better way to phrase it. You are correct. How does it supplement his neutral? Well, that's how. What's the advantage of doing this, guys? Exactly as I'm doing it. What's the advantage here? But Ken, you're whiffing. Yes, I am. Why is that a good thing? It baits a 2H. And if they do nothing, it's my turn. Now, Blue Goku does have a problem. Blue Goku, his mid-screen roots kinda suck without assists. I could probably do a side swap there, but that's fine. If I'm too far from the corner, I can't really loop, which kind of sucks. But with an assist, I can do that. Now, do I have less meter for it? Yeah, but I also did 6.4k. Which means I could probably kill with one good combo and level 1, level 1. If I extend that combo, probably just level 1. So, assists boost his mid-screen damage. But you might be wondering, okay, but loops aren't practical. Do I always have to do loops? Well, no. Oops. Oops. My God, I forgot this link. Damn, I got a super jump. Pain. I really want that extra L so I can give it to my opponent. Whatever. Pretty good corner carry for nearly 4K. I could actually get 4K there, but no. Point is, this might be spoilers, but already you can start seeing why I like this team. Now, here's a big thing. We have Blue Goku, really good at moving forward, extremely good damage and meter gain, really good usage of assists, and built a lot of bar. Cool. He also has pretty decent supers. His level 1 is on the low side, 750. But his level 3 is on the high side, 1759. Now, for those of you guys who might be wondering, well, that doesn't really sound like a lot. 1759. Okay, who's been around since Season 1 and Season 2? And who here has seen the fucking world tour of those 2 seasons? Okay? And in those world tours, how many of you guys said, oh, that's not killing? And then you saw Blue Goku level, you saw SSJ Goku level 3 and said, wait, that fucking killed? Press 1 in the chat if that has been you. Also, hello, I am the funny man. Why not rejumping if you want a better corner carry? Yeah, you can rejump. This does ever so slightly more damage with an assist, but you can rejump. Thank you for the follow. We just teach high-level Dragon Ball here. Okay. I'm glad that was you. For no reason at all, he has the same damage as SSJ Goku level 3. Exactly the same. He also has the same as UI's level 3 damage. 1759. However, unlike the others, I don't need to do this. Well, what do you mean you don't need to do that? Well, I can choose what side I want you to end up on with my level 3. Why is that a big deal? Because 50-50. But even better than just a 50-50. This character's level 3 situation is pretty fucking stupid. And of course, God help you if I have 2 extra bars. Now, that is incredibly stupid, right? So he builds a lot of bar, spends it well, enables a lot of characters. That's fantastic. Now, what's his on-block situation like? Well, pretty good. Standard jab. Standard 2L. It's a low, at least. That's a low, but it is -6. That kind of sucks. Hello. 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 That is a legit stagger string. Hello. So my 2M is -2 from here. Now, why is this a big deal? Why is him being -2 such a big deal? Well, it means I can dash block for free. If I get it right. There we go. For free! I'm safe on block! More like Blue Goku had SSJ Goku's 2M. They took it away from SSJ Goku, but left it on Blue Goku for no fucking reason. I'm not gonna backdash. And yeah, I know how to stagger poke. But spacing doesn't matter with Blue Goku. Why doesn't it matter? Because as long as I can dash up, we're chilling. Why? There you go. Oh yeah. I could do this. Let's see if I do... Yeah, that's too much. Nope. Pain. Is that only in the corner? I think it might be only in the corner. There we go. Hope you block high. There we go. This character is silly. But, as everyone has mentioned, no, it's not. First of all, this is match start. If you're round start, you start a little bit further. You start from about right here. It will still reach, but at tip range, which is 14 frames. Not that good. Round start, if you're point, this. Oops. There we go. Point being, this character is really stupid, and you guys have correctly identified the threat. There we go. So, we want somebody that augments his neutral. Combo extensions are a little less important. However, assists do let us meterlessly end sliding knockdown and very high hit stun decay. So we definitely want to keep that in mind. Assists let us use our tools safely, which is cool. But what's my main priority as a Blue Goku player? Because his grab is a threat, right? So what's my main concern with an assist? What do you think is the number one question a Blue Goku player asks themselves when they pick a team? Convert off grab. convert off grab optimally. So already we're noticing he likes fast assists that don't pop up that high. Oops. Oops, messed up. But yeah, you get the point. Gonna be a lot of bar. Or a lot of damage. No. First of all, just so I can amend this. This is not that good. This is not as good as Cells. Why? Because A, he doesn't need a true string 50-50. He's a grappler. He has an unreactable command grab. He has 2 other command grabs. And he has some of the best stagger pressure in the entire game. He does not need a 50-50 to open anyone up. And also, 50-50s are expensive because, number one, the reason why I don't like this 50-50, number one, it's off of 2H, which is a free guard cancel. Yes, you could bait the guard cancel or whatever, but you also bait it with an option that spends bar, or you bait it with spark if you're the one in the corner. Not optimal. More importantly, even if you are successful, let's say he gets hit, I'm in meter penalty now. Blue Goku is supposed to develop my team. Ideally, I don't want to spend bar too much with Blue Goku. And if I really have to spend bar, I would rather do so with this. Blue Goku does not need help any true string. Blue Goku should not true string anything. This is a stagger character. This is a stagger character. So no, does not need anything to true string his 50-50. It does not matter. More importantly, now we have his idea of a point. So what is he going to give our team? He fucks him up, builds a lot of bar, helps the team out. His level 1, low damage, but grants SKD. That's pretty cool. Good trade-off. His level 3 does a fuck ton of damage. Has a level 5. Less useful, but good to know. Already. Okay, cool. Now, let's reconstruct my thinking. Why do I play Kefla and Blue Goku? What do you think these two characters offer each other? Try again. Because that is not my criteria when picking a character. Oops. Both have tracking DHCs, and Kefla is a good assist for Blue Goku. You are correct. Kefla provides a meterless grab extension as well as supplementing his neutral thing, while Blue Goku provides SKD. Blue Goku doesn't really provide SKD, but sure. I don't really DHC unless I'm going to kill. Or in one other condition, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Recommended. I'm not sure what you mean by recommended, but let's see. Kefla offers a neutral assist to help Blue Goku. Blue Goku offers a full screen assist that helps Kefla get in post Ki Blast. No. Also, I don't really use A assist with Kefla. I do it situationally, but I prefer his B assist for Kefla. Remember, if we want to identify the mid, we should think about the queen. So who's the queen on my team right now? Beerus. No. Beerus. Beerus is my proverbial chess piece. And by queen, I mean the chess piece. The most powerful member of this team. Kefla also builds meter for Beerus. You are correct. Beerus is the most essential character. Why? Well, for Blue Goku, Kefla can act as a backup point. You are correct, Crash. That's why. What the fuck just happened? Well, if I do it with Kefla, I can do that. Cool. But with Beerus, I can do that and get extra damage and meter. Are you Lelouch in secret? Sure. And now, I can do this. Now, let's look at Beerus as a character for my team. So Beerus is my queen. Why is Beerus my queen? Well, it would be Lady Crash, by the way, based. So why? Well, very simple. Beerus has some of the scariest fucking pressure in the game. This character is borderline fucking unblockable. He has some of the best stagger pressure in the game because of these. -2. And I can Gatling, and they can guard, cancel, reflect. So I could just do this, they whiff, reflect, they die. He can also do this, a 50-50. He can also do this. He can also do some really fucked up shit as well. Now, watch. Oops, did it too early. Did you guys see what I just tried? He also spent bar ridiculously well for very good damage. If he has resources to burn, let's give him 2 bars. God, I haven't practiced Beerus combos in a while. His combos are so fucking weird. Oops. I have grease on my hands from my food, and it's fucking with my stick. Because it's hard to grip things properly now. Okay? Damn. That time is just bad execution. There we go. Fuck. I need to practice this character again. It's been too long. I can't go 2 months without playing Beerus anymore. Point being, he gets like 4.2k with a extension. Whatever. That doesn't matter anymore. Point being, this character is incredibly strong. Not only that, he also solves a major issue in the game. SKD. So now, his Oki, some of the best in the game. Really, really, really strong. Even his basic safe jumps are strong. Because I can do that. I can summon an orb. And if I get the touch... Thank you. I can do stuff like that. He's really strong. Now, what are his weaknesses, though? Number one, his pressure, while pretty self-sufficient, is truly horrifying when he has bar, for obvious reasons. More importantly, he does not move forward. He has this, but this dies. This is literally suicide half the time. He has this, which is decent. And can even be a 50-50 if they block something. However, it's not that great. All of this loses to system mechanics. So he can't really zone very well. And even when he zones successfully, meaning he gets the opponent to do something, this is not a very good hitbox. So his anti-airs are quite lackluster. Basically what I'm saying is I don't want Beerus in neutral. My goal would be to play him as little in neutral as possible. So he needs to be developed. He needs to come in with bar. And he needs to come in on a knockdown situation. If I have to raw tag into him, that's okay. But I need to make sure he at the very least has enough bar when he raw tags in, so that way he can actually adequately face the opponent and continue to steamroll them with my team. So, that's my logic with this team. It's to enable Beerus. Blue Goku gives me that. Oh my god, are you serious? It's so bad right now. Because I can just do this. And use the sliding knockdown to do whatever I want. And I'm plus 52 after dashing up to them. That's crazy. I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's great. But most importantly, oh, missed. Oh, no, I need 4. I'm just gonna do this. Fuck this. Oh, did I do it too early again? Yep. I haven't practiced this team. I need to get back into the swing of things. Lol. This level 3 does a metric fuck ton of damage. This is one of the highest damaging level 3s in the entire game. So after a Blue Goku combo, I'm not even going to do a full 1824. Literally top 4 highest damage super in the game. And not only that, look at my frame advantage. Guess what? I get mix. And it's okay if they reflect, because, as we said before, the threat of the 50-50 is what makes the mix scary, not the 50-50 itself. That is why I bring him in. And not only that, because it's one shot of 1864, it deletes Spark. So basically, if this team touches you, if Blue Goku and Beerus touch you, you die. Another problem with Goku is that he's not COVID friendly. His combos are hard. So it's a good thing I play an assist that gives me hilarious levels of damage off of the smallest touches. That's 6.3k, guys. Off of a fucking DR that builds 2 bars. If I have 2 bars and I delete you, or sorry, if I have 2 bars and I DR you and I have Beerus A up, Hakai. That's broken. Now, Beerus is pretty greedy. My goal for a fully developed Beerus is to bring Beerus in with bar and 2 assists. Why? Because if he has 2 assists, I can do whatever I want. Neutral's not a problem. My mix-ups mid-screen also increase. I don't have to constantly rely on pressure. I can just do stuff like this. Oops. Now here's the question. Why did I do this? Why is this good? That's a left-right. But why am I doing it off 2S? That was confusing. I didn't even know what side I was. That was visually confusing. God, this team is nutty. What do people like to do after Ki Blasts? Reflect. Which means I can cross up, which means that's going to turn into a 5S, and it's going to get frame trapped by Kefla, which gives me a free conversion mid-screen. And if they block it, it's a left-right. Oops. Oh my god. Damn. Why is this hurt box so thin? That's confusing. Also hits them if they want a 2H. So, little stuff like that is why I like this character. Hey. Especially doing that. That's fun. Because when I dash up, they reflect, they die. But his neutral sucks. So, I don't want to play Beerus on point because we want the bar, we want the damage, and we want the level 3. He needs to come in with bar, or he needs to come in on a level 3 situation with 2 assists. I'll take either one. With those requirements, you guys are starting to see why Kefla is important. Kefla builds bar. But not only does she build bar, even though Blue Goku can't do, even though she can't do the whiff setup into SKD like Blue Goku can, she does give something unique. This has a fuck ton of hit stun for her combos. So, you guys saw me do this. And then 6H into 5H. Well, turns out I can whiff my whole ass auto combo and still actually convert. So let's see if I can get it. Yep. Which boosts my damage exponentially. Into 1864 into 1824. 7K off of JH with 1 assist. This team is nasty. And while I don't have the crazy bar build that you would see with Blue Goku, I can do this. Oh, I can't do that. Never mind. Not off the art. My bad. I forgot. I can do this. Oh. Too high. Too high, Arrogant. I'll have to call it a little later. Let's see what I can do here. Point being, I could basically do this into level 3. Or level 1, level 3. It's cool. Neat little extension to squeeze just a smidge extra bar. Not only that, but with Kefla, I like to do that on Oki a lot. That builds bar. This builds almost 2 bar. And let's see how much damage it does. It's been a while. Let's see. My bad. I'm bad today. Take my word for it. That does 4.1k. A lot of damage. So, Blue Goku's not really needed. But Blue Goku is appreciated. So now I have 3 characters that are incredibly strong. Crash, can you take care of that for me? Basically, this team is 2 batteries and a character that likes to be enabled. And they have fantastic fucking synergy together. Because Beerus gives me everything I want on block. Not only that, if I play Team Purple, you can't even see me. If they reflect Beerus, the overhead whiffed. Pain. That's the logic of my team. Build bar, Beerus. Bring him in as much as possible. And Beerus happens to really, really like these assists. He also doesn't mind his Blue Goku's B assist, because Beerus is not really picky, he just needs something. And that's cool. And there you have it, guys. That is my fucking team. And now you understand how I built this team. Now you understand the logic that went behind building this team. This team is really, really fucking strong. This is the team that I've played, the only team I've ever played that Star told me was not broken, but scary. Do you guys see? Who here is ready to build a team with me? We're going to build another team. This time, we're going to leave it up to chance. SSJ Goku. What do we know about this character? Let's build a high-level team using SSJ Goku. Now, here's the thing. What position is SSJ Goku going to be? Do we want to use him point? Do we think he's an anchor? Or better yet, let's use our new terms. Do we think he is an enabler, or do you think he prefers to be enabled? And do you think he has what it takes to enable others? So you guys think he enables others? Why? Let me rephrase it. Does he belong on point? That's not what I mean, his assistant. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry. By enabler, I mean a point. Somebody that can develop the other characters. Does SSJ Goku develop? Let me rephrase the question that way. No, he doesn't belong on point. Okay. So he's got great assists. We know that. His meter gain and his damage are also really high. His pressure kind of sucks. He's got really cool mix-ups with level 3. He's got really cool mix-ups off of his overhead stuff. But that kind of requires Bar to be the most effective. And his TK, Kamehameha, same side stuff is kind of hard. So, you're right. Not a point. So let's build a team with SSJ Goku. What's a good point that we could play for SSJ Goku? Because SSJ Goku kind of likes Bar. Guys, what's a good point? Or, if you guys think this is too hard, I can see if I can find another character. Tohan? Okay. Okay. Why? Why Tohan? He builds Bar, Beam can extend and give Tohan mix and help neutral. Sure, sure. B assist will give Tohan block stun for mix. I guess, yeah, you could. Okay. Okay, cool. Now here's the question. Does this team have a queen? Is SSJ Goku our queen? Or should we pick a different character? Is there someone else that can help us round out this team? Because now we have SSJ Goku and we have Tohan. Tohan's obviously going to be on point. Tohan is a great enabler. He is a point. Who should we put on this team? Who would be the optimal choice to put on this team with SSJ Goku? And is SSJ Goku going to be our queen? Base Coup, huh? Base Coup, huh? Why? Why should Base Coup be on this team? Mm-hmm. Both of these characters can combo into Genki. That is a great answer. That is a great answer. And I know this is a great answer because whose team is this? Who plays a version of this team, I should say. This is testing your Season 2 knowledge to kill Sage. I'll give you a hint, he's not American. Not Yasha. Wawa. This is Wawa Season 2 team, but with Teen Gohan instead of Adult Gohan. This team does, in fact, hurt. You could theoretically do Z Broly. The Kill Sage special. Sure. It helps develop Z Broly. And Z Broly gets a beam. So you could do that. That is an acceptable answer. Both of these are worthy queens. Who else would be a good queen? Think outside the box. What would be really good for this team? You could do Tien, sure. But why are you guys thinking of dedicated anchors? They don't have to go on anchor. It can be any character as long as they have good synergy with these two. 18. That's a unique answer. Why 18? No, but 18, I actually agree. I think this team is pretty strong. Why with 18? What would 18 provide with this team? What does 18 do for this team? And what does this team do for her? Fun fact, I used to play this team in Season 2. Okay, Barrier, sure. But what does Barrier do? What does Barrier do for this team? Can't guard cancel legs with Barrier. That is true. They can't guard cancel legs with Barrier. Barrier's a threat. I do lose help in neutral, but the beam makes up for it. But what else do I get? Sure. Think, guys. What makes her the queen? Level 3. Correct. She has an amazing level 3. And she gets a strong mix-up afterwards. You are correct. More importantly, if she gets a life lead with this team, 18's neutral becomes really, really, really strong. You might be wondering, the fuck? Strong? I don't know, Ken. Her neutral kind of sucks. Discord said that 18's neutral is bad. And it is. When she's on point. Hey, Kill. However, if she has a life lead, now if she has a life lead, unblockable. Oops. Of course, great extensions. Boom. Oops. So, pretty damn good. Congratulations, chat. Together, we've built a high-ish level team. Now, would SSJ Goku be the best character for this? No. But if we wanted to play SSJ Goku, there are worse options. This is pretty nice. It ran Season 2, and if you're comfortable with SSJ Goku, why not? It'll do the trick. Good neutral. And of course, you can call Barrier, or if I were to play this team again, I would probably do Destructo Disc. is a great fucking assist, honestly. I forgot. Oh, man, I have to be a little bit closer. But yeah. Let's see. Great assist for Team Gohan. Nice. We're chilling. Oops. And then I can bomb rush from there. Yep. This is a great assist for Team Gohan. Excellent fucking assist. And great level 1 synergy. I also get bar because of Team Gohan, so I could do stuff like this. This team, fairly fucking strong. So congratulations, chat. We just built our first high-level team. Now here's my question. Is your team high-level? Is your team balanced? Is your team using the optimal assists necessary to take full advantage of your team? Think about that, chat. Now, how about we build a couple more teams with a random select? I don't know Ginyu that well. Okay, Gogeta. Let's build a Gogeta team. Chat, you know what to do? What do we do with Gogeta? Ooh. Run him with Adult Gohan. You could do that. But let's be a little bit more fun. Let's be a little bit more creative. Let's not borrow ideas from Wawa. What can we do with this character? Gotenks? Wouldn't him and AGH compete with each other? How so, Kyo? How would Gogeta and Adult Gohan compete with one another? Point. Is Adult Gohan a point? Here, let's take a look at Adult Gohan. Or make him the queen. You see, now you're thinking. Is Adult Gohan a queen? Oh, are you sure? How is Gogeta going to be the queen? What does Gogeta have that makes him a good quote-unquote queen? We'll get there, but why would we want Gogeta to be queen? Sure, but why would that be a queen? Why wouldn't that be the quality that we would want in a point? What would be the benefit of putting him behind? Because remember, the queen needs to be developed. The queen needs to be developed. Just like in chess. You don't want to use your queen in the first 4 moves, guys, in chess. You want your queen to come out nice and slow. You want to read the position. You want to put her in the strongest, most active possible square, so that way she can dominate as much of the board as possible. Does that sound like Gogeta? And if so, how? Okay. So, let's take a look at Adult Gohan. What does Adult Gohan need? What makes Adult Gohan scary? What is his strongest square, if he were a chess piece? Janemba could be a queen for Gogeta. Level up. You're correct. So, what is Adult Gohan's biggest weakness? Damn, we're really going to go with this. Okay. I'm going to put a placeholder anchor for now. We're going to take a look at this and actually live it. That's not a weakness. It's a weakness if you want to play Adult Gohan on point, but it's not a weakness otherwise. It's just something that he needs to develop. There we go. He's incomplete. In what regard? His assists are kind of meh. Guys, come on. Come on, we just talked about this. I want to see... Get your heads in the game. Come on. Guys, think. What is Adult Gohan's true weakness? Why do we not run him on point? I mean, Walla does, but not anymore. Scarlet Photon does, but... unique case. And it's not exactly his strongest position. So why? He doesn't get much tools until level 1. You're close. You're close. But what's his biggest issue? His damage is decent. BAP is correct. Thank you, BAP. Neutral. So, that's fine. If he was stronger, what would we do? If he were stronger... Actually, better yet, what is his strongest position? Where do we want our Gohan? At what point is this character truly scary? And by the way, a little spoiler, every character in this game is scary, including Zamasu, if developed correctly. The only thing that makes characters like Goku Black and Zamasu not as scary or low tier is the fact that their strongest conditions are either unlikely to happen, or they require a lot, or they're very needy, or there are other characters with stronger benefits. But most importantly, where is this character scarce? Yes, on block when he has a level up. You are 100% correct. When he is on block and has the level up, that is when he is at his absolute strongest. He can be a good anchor too. You're right. He is at his strongest on block and level up. So, developmentally speaking, our game plan for Adult Gohan, if we make him our queen, should be bring him in on block situation, leveled up. How do we do that? Well, oops, my bad. I messed up. I forgot I wasn't supposed to call assist. I forgot to do the setup. No. Point is, I can do this. Nope, I can do this. Not that. What was that Wawa did? He did... There we go. And then from there, gets SKD, or he pulls out of the corner and whatnot, and then gets ground DR. Ah, right, he doesn't DR. He gets ground DR, because ground DR gives him that. Hang on. That. Where he's +7. If they delay tech, that's fine. He can meet. He's now leveled up. Comes in leveled up. On block. Really, really, really strong. If they delay up tech, sorry. Yeah, he's fine. Because this can still meet it as well. The only way to get out of this setup is up tech double jump. So if you tech, jump forward. That's how you get out. But at that point, it doesn't matter because he can easily just follow you and air to air you. No matter what, while it is not a guarantee or as guaranteed a situation as this, he is still a big threat to you, and he will remain a big threat until you manage to go back to Zone 3. And that is how Wawa is currently using Adult Gohan, and Gogeta provides this. Yeah, I forgot how to do it. It's been a while since I had to do that setup. I know how to do it with Kefla, though. But, yeah. So, Adult Gohan does work for our team. Gogeta also likes DP assists with 29 frames of block stun. Gogeta likes block stun. We know that. And his B assist and C assist are probably also really good for Gogeta as well. Wawa personally plays Gohan with Gogeta C. So, yes, we can make Adult Gohan our queen. You are correct. The whole point is that even at high level, it doesn't matter. You could literally run her as long as you bring her in her strongest possible position, which is something that Star and I have been working on for a while. This team, Star's team, pretty fucking scary. This team deletes people. This team is horrifying. But let's stick with Gogeta, guys. Who else maybe do we want to run with him? Is 17 decent? Yes. He is. You can even run 17 on point. However, I would not do that. I would use 17 mid in this particular composition. Why? Let's analyze. I'll just use SSJ Goku as a placeholder anchor. Doesn't have to be SSJ Goku, because I don't know 17 that well. But I do know him well enough to know that this team should be played in that order. He enables Gogeta. You are correct. That's a lot of block stun. It also protects Gogeta, who's minus on everything, but most importantly, Gogeta has a crucial weakness. Everything he does, if he continues his string too long, he's susceptible to guard cancel more so than most other questions. Or most other characters, sorry. With Barrier, he destroys guard cancel. So Gogeta gets to live without impunity, and more importantly, 35 frames of block stun. Gogeta really likes that. Oops. He really likes that. Really likes that. Also, hey, you can also do that. Just cursed. Blah, 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 blah. So yes, this is a very good team. Very good shot. 17 also provides a lot of damage. They also rotate. So if 17 has to come in on point, 17 can do the job. So yeah, no, they're a good pair. And also, in neutral, full meterless conversion off of Ki Blasts. Boom. So 17's neutral becomes a little bit better without having to rely on Rekka. You are correct. So 17 would be good. But here's the question. Is 17 a queen? Do we want 17 to be the queen of our team? Or is he going to be the mid? I like that answer. I like that answer. I do like Gogeta at 17. So, if he's the queen, we need to find somebody to develop to support 17. If he's not the queen, we're going to need to find a queen. Where the fuck is 17? There he is. So where do we put 17? Or, better yet, who should the queen of our team be? And let's really think about this, guys. Let's not just blurt out characters that are really good, and let's not just blurt out characters that would... Let's really think about this. Who would be the best enabled by this team? 21. Maybe. But these assists are not that great for 21. Because Barrier kind of... There's not a lot of... Like, Barrier is meant to bait opponents basically trying to punish you. But 18 is very hard to punish. Janemba. Okay, you could do Janemba. Why do we want to do Janemba? Why do we want to make Janemba our queen? Z-Buddy or Base Q? Base Q would be a great one. Again, because Gogeta combos into Genki. So you could definitely do Base Q. Base Q also gives Gogeta fuzzies. More importantly, you know, both of these characters build a lot of bar for Base Q to burn. So yeah, Base Q could be a queen. Base Q is a strong candidate. Z-Buddy, kind of. Gogeta doesn't like Z Broly that much, despite Cool Kid playing him. But Gogeta, I don't think Gogeta really cares that much for Z Broly. Because the block stun is really not that high. And Gogeta really does like block stun. Also, the hit on hit, it's super, super awkward for his combos. Anti-airs are a threat from Gogeta and 17. Are they? Are they? are they? They're a threat from Gogeta. But Gogeta also has a hard time in pressure. He can't really stagger very well. So he can't really take advantage of characters abusing, or he can't really take advantage of people disrespecting Ki Blasts, or disrespecting the Ki Blast assist. He doesn't use it that well. It could extend his combos, but he's not a character that really needs extensions. He does really good solo damage about on his own. 17, I feel like he would probably like Real Luxta, because a lot of his Rekka shit is actually unsafe. Thing is, nobody knows how to punish it, so who cares? But he really, 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 really likes Block Stun. Not only that, if you run base Goku, you run the risk of redundant assists. But that's okay, because you can play C-Assist. And get away with it, and give them both a beam. However, the problem with the C-Assist is that Gogeta likes assists. Gogeta does not like to be by himself, and the longer cooldown kinda sucks. Baby. You could do Baby. Baby would be good. This is a double mid. You can run these two together the way I run Kefla and Beerus, where they both enable each other a lot. In the back, they support Gogeta, and Gogeta builds enough resources for them both to use. They don't really compete. So yeah, Baby is a potential. Trunks. You could do Trunks. Trunks is not a bad idea. Problem with Trunks. Trunks spends 4.5 bars for Oki on level 3. Gogeta's meter build is good. It ain't that good. With 17, it could offset it. But at that point, I think Trunks would work better with 17 on point. Barrier protects him for teleport. Janemba A helps 17 in neutral. 2, Janemba can meter dump with green orb. You guys really, really fucking like Janemba. I don't understand why. This character is not as good as you think he is, guys. I really don't get it. But more importantly, look at that stupid face. More importantly, his A assist is okay. The problem is, these characters don't actually have that good of an anti-air. You could theoretically use Axel Driver as an anti-air, and Gogeta's 2H is really, really, really big. But that's not what I mean when I say they have a great anti-air. What I mean when I say they have a great anti-air is they have very scary roots. In other words, let's take this for example. Let me just take this into the lab. Let me show you what I mean by a scary anti-air. I'm fucking tired of Janemba players, man. I really am. I'm tired of Janemba, and I'm tired of bad 21s. A 0-bar TOD off of 2H. Good. Good. The problem is his 2H is really bad. Team Gohan, though. It's got this. Whatever. I agree with you, Bap. I'm a fan of Kaiden, 17, and Gotenks. That is a strong team, and Gotenks is a great queen. Because holy shit, God help you if that kid has bar. Like, yeah, no, he's good at building bar. But you kind of fucking die. You kind of die. You kind of die. Now, the only thing I don't like is the fact that you have to use, like, Kaiden uses Gotenks C assist. I don't like that. But you know what Gotenks does have, though? You know what Gotenks does have, though? It's got that. This team is fucking broken, and it's absurd. You have good DHC damage. You have excellent meter build. This team can function at the highest level. I like this team. Alright, guys. Let's build a couple more. We'll do that instead of VODs tonight. Okay. 21. Not too easy. That's not bad. BAP. Let's get these kids to build a Beerus team. Because I feel like if they can build a Beerus team... If they can build a Beerus team, they can build any team. Alright, kids. What do we want from Beerus? He doesn't have to be point. Where do we want to play Beerus? Let's analyze Beerus as a character. There's already a glaring Beerus issue here. Is it the fact that Beerus is on point? Yep, you were correct. Now, that doesn't mean we have to play him on point. I'm just having him on the screen to remind everyone who we're talking about. Who have we done already? We've done a lot of characters. It's hard to say. It's just a fun exercise on how to build a high-level team with our knowledge of the point war. Beerus, Frieza, Videl. Okay, yeah, Beerus has a great assist, sure. Talk to me about Beerus, guys. You shouldn't be in scrambles if you know how to move correctly. I'm just saying. And also if you don't drop. You shouldn't be dropping. Let's build a Beerus team. What position is Beerus going to occupy? Is Beerus going to be our queen? Or can Beerus enable a queen? What do we want to do with Beerus, guys? We need a lot of meter build and a way to get him in with advantage. You are correct. You are correct. He needs to be a queen. Does he? I'm sure BAP would not agree with that. Because BAP probably knows a character that is a queen that Beerus really fucking likes and enables extremely well. So he doesn't need to be a queen. But he does prefer to be a queen. He's like a regular cat. He likes it. He likes it when he's the focus of attention. That being said, he knows how to share the spotlight to a select few. Jiren Beerus 21. No. No. Let's start with one thing at a time. One thing is for sure, as Weiss mentioned it, we need meter build for him because he doesn't build a lot on his own, and he spends bar extremely well, and we need a way to bring him in an advantage without necessarily having him play neutral. Ideally. Okay? Cool. So, we need meter game. Who do we put in front of Beerus? What are some candidates that we can put in front of him? Does Baby strike you as a point? Does Baby strike you as a point? Really? Really? Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. Our placeholder? So let's see. Does he meet our criteria? We all know this character has crazy damage. Sure. He's a zoner. This pressure is not that threatening. His buttons are slow. They don't yield a lot of advantage. Some of them have gaps. But he needs to buy a lot of respect. And if the opponent doesn't feel like holding his shit, he's going to die. He has a bad 5L because of that frame advantage. He is better mid, but why is he better mid? And no, it's not because he needs bar. He really doesn't. He can build enough bar on his own, but he does need to be mid. Why? Baby has amazing support. You are correct. But there's another reason why. He doesn't move forward very well. Exactly. The only thing he does to move forward is this, and this, and this. And this covers almost no ground, guys. Look at this. He does not move forward. And if he does, he's quite minus. There's a lot of recovery there. He doesn't have a lariat. And most importantly, he's a zoner. Why would you ever play a zoner point? You're not winning the point war at that point. Because there's no reason. You have all the time in the world. At match start, you have 5 minutes to figure out how to kill this character. You don't need to rush in. There's no you just block. Dash block. And then the moment he does something stupid, super dash, you have 2 assists. If I super dash him as Blue Goku, if I dash block, and he's zoning me in zone 3, and then I have an assist, and I super dash him, he is losing 5k. Off rip. Off rip. And he's not going to be ready for it because I can take my time. I can wait for him to make a mistake. I can be patient. And zoning loses to patience. That's why in traditional fighting games, zoning has chip damage. Now, Dragon Ball doesn't have chip damage, but life leads are still a thing. So, if you have 21 in the back, she only has 2 bars, or you only have 2 bars, your mid is half dead, your point is gone, and I have 3 sticks of celery, and I'm just pressing 5S, I don't ever need to approach you. I will gladly sit here and wait the 5 minutes until you die. Because if those 5 minutes are up, I'm going to win. And you really want that 21 to come in. Go ahead, raw tag, see what happens. That's when Baby becomes really, really strong. Baby fucking sucks at the point war. But Baby's pretty decent in the middle game, which is after the point war when characters have been developed. When another character is dead and he has the life lead, because now he also has their assist. So why would you play this character point? So let's try again. We have Beerus. And we want to play him mid. We need to find a point for him. The criteria, they need to have good damage, ideally have good DHC damage, and most importantly, they need to enable him with good meter gain. Base Vegeta. You guys have seen Sonic Fox's team, and you guys are ripping them off, huh? Points are definitely going to be Team Gohan or Base Vegeta. Blue Goku. Just saying. Just saying, Blue Goku's great. Kaflo's great. You know, don't forget my team, guys. Come on. Hit is not a point. Hit needs bar. Thank you so much for the follow, Alistor. Really appreciate it. Tohan has really good key synergy with Baby too. 17 Baby Beerus. You could play 17. You could play 17 on board with Beerus. You could do that. Not a bad option. Tohan, Base Vegeta, 17. S Broly, no. S Broly, kind of duty. We don't like S Broly. And S Broly's not that good at the point where... Cell! You know? $18, not a bad choice. So that's a point. We want characters that build meter gain, that build a lot of meter gain. Cool. How is Gogeta of power? Gogeta's also a great point. Well, point. Let's see. Does Cell meet our criteria? Not as clean as Blue Goku, but definitely doable. Definitely doable. If I already have bar, which I will, because Cell's meter gain and damage is pretty okay. And I know I'm not doing the optimal re-jump. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. This will work. Cell, pretty decent. Now, Cell has pretty mediocre neutral. Huh. Okay. Not bad. Not bad, but let's see if he does the ultimate test. Yeah, he lets us do that. Why is that important? Well... Oop, thank you so much, Nebuli, for the follow. Let's see... Yeah, I got a free conversion off of my level 3 50/50. Not bad. Both are good, yes. Cell does not mind either of them. Cell would probably prefer Beerus B, you're right. Problem is Beerus B is a little slow and doesn't have the most block stun, really. 34, not bad. Okay. Let's see how it behaves on hit. Oops. Oh, yeah, no, Cell would like that, actually. I could already tell. I don't know how Beerus A... It doesn't matter. He doesn't need a gapless 50-50. It's just a nice thing he can have. God, that assist is hard to time. You know what? Let's see. Yep. You can also do... Probably. Yep. It's very slow. Yeah, the synergy's okay. With the right queen, it would definitely help. I don't know if this is the shell you... Oop, I went all the way back to the lobby. I don't know if this is the right shell you would want to play with Beerus. However, if you want to play Beerus and Cell, if you have the right queen, not a big deal. If we want to make Beerus a queen, we want to find the absolute best partner. So, Cell, not bad, not bad. But I'm thinking Teen Gohan, Blue Goku, Base Vegeta, maybe 17, because 17 does build a lot of bar and has a lot of damage. I'm not a big believer in 17's neutral, however, and I don't believe in 17 that much as a character in general. But hey, if it works, it works. This is probably pretty strong as well. Gogeta has really wonderful bar build, and his combos are not needy, and A assist is really dumb for his neutral because it makes it very, very difficult to approach him. And you want to approach Gogeta because he can 6S. So, not a bad choice. 18, Beerus. This is good, but I'm going to put it in the same category as Cell. And the reason why I'm going to put it in the same category as Cell is because while she really likes Beerus A, and she does get and she does provide a lot for Beerus and whatnot, Beerus doesn't provide a lot for her. And remember, one of the most valuable things when building a team in this game is the level 3. We want to have the level 3 guys. That level 3 is super, super, super important. So, if we have the level 3, you have an 18 level 3 and you have Beerus level 3. That's good. You could play them both together. I do. But I don't know if I would play her point. If I were to play this shell, and again, I do, one of my B teams is this. How's Ginyu? Are we just throwing in random characters? Beerus Barrier is worth too much for me to run her point. Exactly. I agree. Beerus Barrier, very silly. Beerus Discs, also very silly. Disc does a lot for her. Or does a lot for him. And so does Barrier. So, my queen in this particular team configuration obviously is 18 instead of Beerus. 18 is the most important character. However, I'm going to develop Beerus and whatnot because I want to play Beerus with both of these assists. So my game plan, looking at this team, now all I did was swap 18 and Kefla's position. Otherwise, this could be my main team. However, with Blueku on point, it's a Beerus team with Beerus as my queen. With 18 here, 18 is my queen because I want to develop Beerus to bring him in with these 2 assists. Because Beerus is fun. And not only that, but Beerus can do his big dick damage into her beautiful level 3 50-50. And that is why this team is pretty strong. However, maybe not on point. Beerus is not that picky with his points, but they do need to build bar for him. That's important. The question is, do we put anyone behind Beerus? Because a lot of people don't want to put Beerus in the back because a lot of people erroneously think that if you put a character third, that means that they're your anchor. No. Just because Beerus is my third does not mean I intend to play Beerus solo. In an ideal world, if I end up with a solo character with my team, it's going to be Kefla. Or Blue Goku. Either one of them. I don't want Beerus solo. In an ideal world, if I have to choose the order my team dies in, I want Beerus to die first. But Beerus is my third. But he's my third because I want to bring in Kefla and Bluku and develop him as much as possible because in the mid-game, he's pretty strong. I don't want to bring him in on point. And I don't want to bring him in with... I don't have a character health lead or... And the reason why is because I lose access to level 1, level 3. And he's my biggest level 3. I want him to come in when a character dies. That's my plan for Beerus. But in a way, you could argue Beerus is kind of my true point. But he needs to be developed. You guys starting to see how this exercise works? So here's the thing. You might be wondering, what if we just slap random characters together? No. They need to do something. Beerus and Ginyu may work. I don't know that. However, there are probably better Ginyu teams. And Ginyu is a very unique character. You can't just slap him on with everybody. And his assists are very situational. Which means Beerus may not necessarily get the support that he always needs when he comes out. And Beerus needs supports. He needs resources. So, let's recap. Once you have a point, find your queen. Once you find a queen, make sure your third or the other character does not compete with them. They need to be the star of your team. Your team should have a star. So, to wrap this up, let's look at some high-level teams. What's the advantage of this team? Who is the queen? Baseku. Baseku is the queen of this team. Baseku must remain alive, because as long as Baseku is alive, any Team Gohan combo, which hurts a fuck ton, by the way, is going to end in 9-10 and Genki-Dama. That is pretty much a dead character. Same thing with Vegito. So, what is Vegito's role here? Why is Vegito on mid instead of point? What's the game plan with Vegito? His assist is one reason, yeah, but there's more. It's not just his assist. Assist usage and maintaining a life lead. He does maintain a life lead quite well, but also he's not in trouble if Team Gohan dies. But there's more. Bring him out to abuse a life lead. How does he abuse a life lead? He can do Kara Banshee Blast. Sure, but no. Escape with EX legs. You don't escape. He dominates neutral with EX legs. He has amazing neutral, and he likes bar. So he's going to spend a lot of it. However, he also builds a pretty decent amount of it in addition to that. Now, this shell ordinarily is very bar hungry. However, you have a battery. So, it doesn't matter, because if Blue Vegeta's, or if Vegito is spending too much bar, you just raw tag back into him. Not only that, 870, 910, Genki-Dama. You die if you get hit by this team. Not only that, if Vegito does have a life lead, his stagger pressure becomes infinitely more vicious. Because now you have to escape, and you have to interact with him, and he is very, 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 very good at making you wrong. He gets the Universal Fuzzy. No one cares. The Universal Fuzzy is not that good. The thing that makes him scary is the fact that he himself requires people to interact with his pressure, and if you interact the wrong way, you die. And he's very good at making you wrong. Here's an example. His 5L is 7 frames, which means that if he 6Ms, 0 on block, if you have a 6-framer, he loses. You don't even clash, he loses. So, it's in your best interest, obviously, if he 6Ms you, to press 5L. Oh, wait, his 6M spaced you out. Your 5L whiffed and got counter hit by his 5L. Crazy! That's an example of how Vegito can make you wrong. And those kinds of escapes are necessary because if you see an out in Vegito pressure, you need to take it, but taking it could mean death, which is why he's such a strong character. He also gets amazing pressure with these 2 assists. Overall, very, very strong. And you guys are mostly correct. Now, let's look at another team. What's the game plan of this team? So no offense, newbie. You should not play this team. This team is very strong. It is also extremely difficult, and it is tailored specifically for the way Kaiden plays. You do not play like Kaiden. If you don't play like Kaiden, you shouldn't be rocking this team. Bring in 18 with a life lead or level 3. Correct. 18 is the queen. 18 is the most valuable assist on this team. So what's Cooler doing here? What does Cooler do? Why bring in Cooler as the mid? Level 1 DHC, he has extremely high level 1 damage. And yes, his DP is really good. But why is he here? There are much better characters you can pair with these two. Why Cooler? Why does he like Barrier? There you go. Wise boy gets it. Let's fucking go. You are correct. These two characters have insane synergy. Kefla enables both of them. Now, here's a trickier question. Why Cooler A? You have a C-beam. And this goes almost full screen. There's no full screen assist on this team. Why Cooler A? GT angle, correct. There you go. Yep, you guys are correct. And you are also correct, Wise Boy. All of you are correct. So, point, builds a lot of bar. Game plan, bring her in with bar. Or level 3 situation. And then run her with these two assists, which are incredibly strong for her combos and makes her incredibly fucking horrifying. If she dies or she dies, you have Cooler and Kefla. Not a bad pairing. Or you have 18 and Cooler. Very strong pairing. Great team. Very, very strong. All right. Let's see. What other high-level teams can we compose? Ooh, I have a good one. And here's a tricky one. What's the game plan of this team? This team is almost like Kaiden, so it should be the same. Right? The so-called Team Bathwater. "21 is the queen instead." You are correct. So, how are we going to play 18? What is the strength of this particular shell? What is the general game plan? Because don't they kind of compete? Don't they kind of compete? So what's the strength of the shell? "18 does build a lot of bar, but let's assume the game plan is with Kefla. Because Kefla's our point. 21 level 3, unless in the corner, then 18 level 3 with 21 for the life lead. She can get a free Punisher SD. That's close. Not bad. I like your answers, but that's not quite what I'm looking for. 18 can also pull out of the corner for 21's level 3. Yes, she can. So can Kefla, actually. I think. But there's two crucial differences between these level 3s that keep them from competing with each other. What are those differences? Besides the corner, the positioning, we get that, right? But besides the positioning, what are the two differences between these? The Oki's pretty much the same. "21 gets steals." Yes, 21 gets steals. That's one. What's the second difference? This one is tricky. So whoever gets it right will get a mental cookie. I will give you a cookie in my brain. No, not really. You don't want to have meter. I mean, it doesn't matter. She can build meter on her own. 21 can build meter on her own if she has steals. She gets some very nutty combo routes. So it's not that big of a deal. But that's also not the difference. This is tricky. I'm going to be very, very proud of whoever gets it right. "21 gets it from her air level 3. Yeah, 21 does get it from her air level 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Mosby Man. I really appreciate it. Or the Mosby Man. Appreciate your follow. "Both will take advantage of the life lead produced." Sure, but what is the difference that makes these situationally good? Why would I use one over the other? And vice versa. Hint. There you go, Pat. The damage. This is one of the lowest level 3 damaging moves in the game. So while it would be cool to bring 21 in, if I had level 1 with Kefla, it may not kill. It'll definitely fucking kill with 18, who does 17, 18. nearly 200 more than 21. So if I want to make sure they die, I bring in 18. If I know they're going to live, I bring in 21. And if Kefla dies, I'm going to use 21 because 21 has amazing neutral, which means I'm going to prioritize her level 3 over 18's, and 18 has a great level 1 and can pull out of the corner. So she enables 21 rather than competes with her. And vice versa. If 21 gets a combo, she doesn't have to knock down, she can level 1 into level 3. And now you still get a 50-50 and they still die. Excellent. Excellent synergy between these three characters. The only weakness that Kasuga has pointed out of this team is that barrier is not that good for 21. Now let's throw a real tricky one at you. This team. Let's break this team down, guys. And this will be our last team of the eve. Oh, ugh. I love this color. Maybe. Not bad. Seems standard battery. Are you sure about that? You sure about that? Does it really just seem like a standard battery for Meter Hungry? Really? You think so? What's the game plan of this team? God, this color is atrocious. Both in neutral and mix. Oops, messed up. Think about it, guys. Why does Fenrich play this team? What does Cell do on point? What is he really good at? That's a question that I don't expect a lot of you guys to answer because, let's face it, how often do we see a Cell? But what is Cell really good at? Staggers. Yeah, he's really good stagger pressure. Or as I like to just call it, pressure. He does 2-touch, indeed. Damage and good meter build with loops, you're correct. Clash Wars, not really that big of a deal. Oops. But yeah, he does have really dumb pressure, guys. You are absolutely correct. Yes, this character is an incredible point. But the reason why he's really, really good is because he's very difficult to block. Not just because of his stagger pressure, but that. Dumb. C-Beam does help his neutral. Yeah, you're correct. But it's not necessarily run just because it helps his neutral. This is a weakness that you want to avoid in your team compositions. Redundant assists. Both of these assists accomplish the same thing. If GTA was alive, he'd probably play this. But unfortunately, GTA is dead. So, GTB, because that's the only way GT Goku provides support value for the team. And Beam, because that is the only one of Gotenks' assists that Cell can reasonably use. So, right here, we have a C assist. But what's the goal? What's the goal with this team? Who is the queen? Gotenks is the queen, yes. Cell is not the queen, no. It is Gotenks, yes. You are correct. Because we build a lot of bar. So what you see Fenrich do a lot is this. You'll see Fenrich do something like, obviously, a more optimal version of this. Oop, my bad. Let's see if I can do it. And then from there, keep going. Or raw tag into basically Gotenks and do whatever you can. Or basically bring Gotenks in, get sliding knockdown, and then go Soki. That's why. Gotenks plus meter is absolute death. You are correct. It is a very, very strong shell. So why do we have GT there? What's the point of GT? The question is, does it have to be GT? No, it doesn't. You are correct. It doesn't have to be GT. But what is GT providing to this team? True, but GT does offer some unique stuff. High damage supers, you're correct. High damage supers is a big advantage. And not only that, out of all of the Yamcha A assists in this game, besides Yamcha A, this is probably the best one. And it is perfect for providing Cell with his optimal combos, which is... that Link is his highest damage Link for when he wants to squeeze out damage. Not only that, but if anything goes wrong and Cell needs to tag out, GT Goku can cover the case. GT Goku has a very similar game plan. He's very small to hit. He has a neutral assist, which is fine. So there you go. Gotenks B would probably be as good if it wasn't 2Hable. It being 2Hable is really not that big of a deal at high level. It just means you can't do super dumb shit with it, but no one's gonna 2H it. It matters for SD. True. But also not really. But also not really. It's slower than GTB, sure, but we're not comparing the two. Because, like I said, if GTA were alive, this team would look very different. The answer, guys, is very simple. GT has not only good supers, but a very good situation after his level 3. Which means he's the highest damage super on this team. If Cell dies, it is very critical that GT Goku be able to level 3, because Gotenks does not really have that much damage on either of his supers, and both of GT Goku's supers become absolutely ridiculous. And that's something that is unique to this character. Are there other characters that can provide something similar? Of course. But if you want to play GT, you can play GT. This team is strong at high level. This is the team that Fenrich is currently playing. So why not run something like Cell, Gotenks B, plus better neutral assist to help with high DHC damage? You could. Nothing's going to stop you from doing it, but Fenrich doesn't want to. He likes GT. And this team lets him play GT. This character also has insane meter dumping options, by the way, so he can basically spend a lot of the cash that Cell basically provides him. So overall, not a bad mid. Does he need to play GT? No, you guys are correct on that, but it's good enough. Anyway, guys, by now, after a 3.5-hour stream, you guys should be more than equipped to properly build your teams. You guys should now know, if you watch this VOD review, or if you guys watch the review or review this VOD, you guys will have the knowledge to build a team. You guys will have the knowledge to evaluate your opponent's teams, meaning you should be able to identify or develop the skill to identify the game plan the moment you see their team. You should instantly know or have an idea of what they're going to want to do. You should also understand how to balance your teams. For those of you that are playing unbalanced teams, you guys should recognize that. It's very, very important. Some of you do have unbalanced teams. Find a way to balance them or change accordingly. Think about, go into the character select screen. Think about what these characters are capable of. Think about what they're good of, or what they're good at, and try to learn these characters and see how you can build a team for them. Just build a team for fun, even if you don't end up running it. But you guys should have the skills now to understand how to properly build a team to navigate high-level neutral and high-level situations. Next week or the week after, we're going to build on this concept because we're going to be talking about the point after the point war, the middle game. So look forward to that, guys. That is going to be all for me. Like I mentioned before, guys, if you are interested, please go ahead and consider subscribing or donating. It really does help the stream. It helps us really, really focus, and it helps us actually sustain ourselves so that way we can deliver more content. I would like to be a little bit more active this week, so I'm going to try. Keep an eye out for that. If you guys are interested in what I'm doing, please follow me on Twitter at Weiss_training. So you guys can definitely follow me on Twitter for updates on the stream. I will be streaming a lot more often. I do have a lot of great surprises in store for you guys, so make sure you subscribe so that way you can keep an eye out. I do VOD reviews now on the Discord, so if you want to access Discord, so that way you get access to me breaking down high-level matches, me voice calling with other top players to talk about stuff like that, make sure you subscribe to the Discord so that way you subscribe here so you can get access to the Discord. That'll be really, really, really great, and I look forward to seeing some of you guys there. Thank you guys so much for supporting the stream, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Good night, guys.